before I start my talk, I would like everyone to close their eyes. Can I take 10 seconds, where we can just close our eyes? Yeah. So, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let me make you dream. The dream which I dream every day, every single moment. Imagine, just imagine a word without boundaries, a word without borders, a word without no cultural differences. Rather, people embracing inclusivity, diversity, and harmony, where anyone can go any corner of the world to learn, to earn, and to achieve more. Now, gently open your eyes. That's my story, that's my idea. I'm Saurabh. I'm like most of you, wherein from a middle class family where I have not struggled to put food on table, but at the same time have taught the value for money and to achieve, learn, and earn more. I hail I hail from Meerut, not a sparkling city like Mumbai and Delhi. I come from a family of business, not an affluent business like a SME. We got a good schooling, good exposure, and a decent life. Early on, I realized communication was not my greatest strength. Probably because I used to stammer, or my command over English wasn't that great. There was a dichotomy. I was confident with my actions, not with my words. On one, I'm a smooth orator and a smooth operator, but trust me, standing here, I'm still tumbling. And many of you must have realized, so that's not my strength, but this is what I am trying to, overcome that fear of stage and, do my communication better. So going back, so one incident at McDonald's really changed my childhood and my life. I couldn't pronounce a certain burger at that point in time, and it was quite embarrassing, to be honest. I can still remember the frustration in my voice when I said, यार ऐसा कौन नाम रखता है जो बोल भी ना पाए, खाना तो दूर की बात है. But that incident became a turning point for my life. It made me realize that I needed to work on myself. Ever since that day, I've been on my journey of self-improvement. I've been working tirelessly on myself. It hasn't been easy, but I'm trying every single day. Having seen my parents work hard because they immigrated from Multan, survival instinct was the only option, and that's our DNA. And that's something I inculcated in my family, in my kids, and in myself as well as company. In the era of mystical characters like unicorn, we inculcate the survival instinct and naturally need to be cockroach. Each one of us wants to be best for ourselves, especially when it comes to education. I had an aspiration to go abroad, but due to lack of capital, or I would say proper planning, I was about to leave that dream as aspiration only. In spite, at this time, I did not give up, and I somehow managed to make it happen. And this is what I vouch now, that if one thing which you would want to give to your child, it should be the best education. One thing which I would like to give my child, that would be undoubtedly be the best and vast exposure. It is that opportunity to make them make their own mistakes. Speaking from my own life and my own experience, I got fortunate that my parents allowed me to stay away from family, made my own mistakes, did my own financial planning, spent more on beer than milk. And that's why I ask everyone to let them be free. Let them study outside their city or a country. Basically, make them go out of their comfort zone. I got opportunity at an early stage to make it to study in Delhi University. Step out of my family, stay alone, made my own mistakes. And that's how, I have learned my own lessons and, trying to be a better human being. After that, then came that highlight of my academic career, an MBA from Infinity Business School. During that, I got an opportunity to go for an student exchange program. I had the opportunity to go to the UK. I went there thinking, oh, accommodation, that will be easy. I will wing it. But that's how we think in our country. Kar lege, dekh leke ho jayega. I realized the harder way. Global warming and housing crisis are for real. Like I don't get my housing for 6 weeks. I stayed in a hotel and spent fortune over it. And the struggle was real. After completing my MBA, I came back to India, got my first job at Kotak Securities, and after MBA from a expensive and a quite affluent institute, I was selling DMATs at Kotak Securities. Just imagine a stammering sales guy making a pitch. I will always be grateful to my first manager who gave me confidence that a guy who can stammer can still do sales too. It's amazing how belief and support around you make a big impact. That one support, that one pack at the back, that can change life of anyone. So side by side, I was actually observing in my network that lots of students are struggling or were struggling to get accommodation, and a lot of students were not going able to go abroad, and they were getting scammed, and they were not able to get safe, secure, value for money accommodation, due to which many students were not able to go abroad because their parents were not comfortable sending to the alien country with different rules and policies. And one thing led to another. I started thinking over my first startup in the accommodation global housing space, where I joined my cousin. Everything was coming really well. During the day, I was a banker, and during evening, I was a budding entrepreneur, working 18 hours every day. Due to hectic life, I was not able to sustain my relationship at that point in time. Things didn't work out and foster the way we wish. That led to my first breakup, and I thought now I'd never get married. I got my purpose, and the purpose was to accommodate each and every student all across the globe with safe, secure, and value for money accommodation. And as they say, to be successful, there's a price, and there's a sacrifice. There is no free lunches. And that's how, though the startup was coming really well, but I would put lots of hard work, but there was unease, there was uncomfort. And to my dad founder, and who used to be my cousin, and eventually I walked out. It wasn't an easy decision, as I already completed my studies, I got married, had to support my family, and that was at the age of 30, not knowing anything else apart from accommodating students, not sure whether to start a job or to start another company. That's where I believe I got fortunate, got all the support from my parents, family, my wife, and eventually decided to start all over again. And that's how my second startup, my first baby, University Living, came into existence. University Living is a global student housing managed marketplace, which has started as a single-man army back in 2014-15. The only thing I knew back then was how to accommodate, how to make students help finding their safe, secure dream accommodation. And बेचना आता था, बात करनी आती थी. And form a single-man army where I needed to provide to my family. What a pretty unstable startup. I took a leap of faith. And talking about faith, that's the only constant in my life. In fact, my 3-year daughter's name also is Faith. And bringing you back into my story, in the first 6 to 9 months, meeting my ends, running pole to pole, got a couple of interns to design the website, learning everything on the job. But as they say, if you are there, if you dare to dream, if you dare to take plunge, things fall into place. And that's how we got opportunity to represent University Living in a startup competition back in 2013-14, which used to be called Power of Idea, conceptualized by Times Group and held at IIMS Ahmedabad. We got selected out of 19,000 aspirants or applicants. And boy, those 10 days changed my life. It gave me so much vision. Got my first business mentor, where me and my co-founder were nurtured and mentored by IIM's alumni, and found so many other cohorts who had the same dreams, same confusion, same excitement, puzzled and confused about how to build, how to scale. I genuinely feel one can achieve nearing everything if he or she believe in collaboration over competition. My net worth is undoubtedly my network. My team as UL, my family, my friends, all have contributed me to the best version of myself and which I am today. And now I can say fortunately and proudly, we started as a team of 2, then we became 5, then we were 50, and now we are 250 members all across the globe. As सबकी कहानी में एक विलन आता है, एक और विलन आया, that was pandemic. International student housing market collapse, travel industry collapse, especially for UL, a student mobility-based business that relied on people ability to move around the world freely, and mobility was totally out of the picture. But in the face of adversity, we decided to do the right thing, even if it meant taking the road less traveled. I gathered my team and had a heart-to-heart dialogue, upfront discussion, where we were left with 2 options. Either part ways with some of my other team members or take a voluntary salary cut with the founders leading the charge. And trust me, it always pays multifold to do the right thing over easy thing. I believe that's the only thing that kept me going during all these 6 or 8 years, was that if we can help one student study abroad and get exposure, it can change the trajectory of their family and generation to come. That's the value and impact we can try to create. If that one student, becomes successful, and then town, that city, district gets inspired. And if that one person, become Anil Agarwal or Vijay Shekhar Sharma, then a country, a city get inspired. So that's my aspiration, that with my efforts, with my opportunity and privilege, which I have got so far, that how I can transform myself from a mediocrity into a skilled professional and a compassionate human being, and continuously to strive to achieve great things and make a meaningful impact on the world around me. And this is quest of learning. I firmly believe whatever you are learning, if you are not earning, it will not be sustainable. But if you are learning and earning and not achieving beyond just yourself, again, you will not go far. Probably that's how the purpose is very important, and so fortunate to find purpose probably early in my life, that I want to learn, I want to be happy by spreading positive energy and sowing seeds of aspiration around me. I wish to inspire that one person from that tier 2 city like me who believes if I can, she or he can. That's my story. Thank you.